Saudi Arabia is the nation that's sitting on a $1 trillion oil empire, but it seems they're shifting their focus in a new direction. Enter the futuristic vertical utopian city called The Line. This is a city where there are no cars and no pollution, and like Dubai, we'll be sitting smack dab in the middle of a desert. Okay, how did they come up with this? How much will it cost? And is it even possible? Boy, do we have these answers for you and more on this episode of Luxury Land. Please, if you're new to the land, get your ticket to luxury by hitting that subscribe button and tapping that like button so that I can continue to inspire you by bringing you the luxury content you deserve. So before we get into The Line, it's important to provide context into what project The Line is actually a part of. This ambitious project I'm speaking of is called NEOM. It's been 5 years since the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia told the world about NEOM, the futuristic utopian city planned to be built near the Red Sea. From this decision, it's apparent that the Saudis may want to duplicate the success of their Dubai associates and even the Egyptian resorts that are not too far from its borders. For you to grasp the idea, NEOM is a collection of futuristic structures that are part of the initiative of Saudi Vision 2030. This initiative aims to reduce the nation's dependence on crude oil, diversify Saudi Arabian economy, and speed up research in many scientific fields. The Saudis obviously see the world as shifting to a need for clean energy, and they don't want their influence and empire to crumble with this shift. NEOM is divided into 3 parts. The first is Octagon, which is a $500 billion futuristic floating structure in northwestern Saudi Arabia. The megacity is in the shape of an octagon, and half of it will float on the Red Sea and have the largest hydrogen production facilities. Here, there will be no cars, only high-speed rail transportation and some forms of air travel. The second part of NEOM is Trojana. Trojana is carved into Saudi Arabia's highest mountain range. These mountains reach heights up to 1,500 to 2,600 meters above sea level, and the project will cover 60 square kilometers. The cool part about this structure is that the NEOM team will create different experiences for different times of the year due to the climate changes in these mountains. So far, there are plans for a skiing resort, music festival, mountain biking areas, and much more. This is starting to look more and more exciting, I'm not gonna lie. Now, this brings us to the third and final portion of the city, The Line. Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia Mohammed bin Salman unveiled The Line in July of 2022. His vision is a city that will prioritize humanity before anything else and provide an example for how future civilization should work. The Line is a 500-meter high structure of reflective glass with a width of 200 meters and will run 170 meters into the desert. The structure will be able to have 9 million residents living within its walls. Sounds claustrophobic to me, but still cool. This structure, albeit long, will however only take up 34 square kilometers. It will run on renewable energy and, like Octagon, will have no roads, no cars, and no carbon emissions. Residents will have access to all facilities within a 5-minute walk and can also utilize a high-speed railway that will take them from end to end in just 20 minutes. The Line has 3 different levels that can be accessed through 3 dimensions of movement, up, down, or across. The NEOM team has coined this idea as zero-gravity urbanism. The first level will be pedestrian, containing only greenery and parks. The second level will have a service level where the residents can access goods and services like a mall. The third level is the lowest and where people and goods can be transported across the city. AI will be the new normal in The Line and play a major role in the residents' lives. Along with this, people living here will experience digital air, which means free high-speed Wi-Fi for all residents. That's convenient and a very cool name. The weather will even be manipulated all year round, with artificial clouds being created to cause rainfall to occur more often in the desert area. Notably, the city will not operate under Saudi Arabian government. The Line will have its own tax system and judicial system, and that's important. They don't want to scare away Western tourists and potential residents with the strict laws of Middle Eastern government looming in the background. So how much will this all cost? In 2019, construction began on this huge project. It was slated to be completed in 2025, but delays pushed the finished product 5 years into 2030. Construction was initially supposed to cost $500 billion, but the cost has since doubled, and now the team says that any hopes to complete the project by 2030 will run the Saudi government $1 trillion. But that's just an estimate. It's probably more. So why build it if it costs so much? As aforementioned, the Saudis have been trying to reframe their image under the leadership of the Crown Prince. Under this leadership, Saudi women have been allowed to drive and can travel without a guardian or husband. This seems to be in response to nations like Dubai and Abu Dhabi. If the project is successful, Neom will overtake them as the top travel destination in the world, which will shift their economy from oil to tourism. Not only this, but the project can create 380,000 new jobs, which will be great for Saudi Arabia's increasing population. So what do you think? Can it be done? Can Saudi Arabia create the greatest city in the world and go from a country that's dependent on tourism instead of oil? Let me know in the comments below. I personally hope so. If all the big oil companies can find alternatives for their empires, then it will be that much easier for the world to transition from processes that damage the planet. I think we should all have positivity about it and watch with hopeful intentions. In the meantime, click a video on the screen to watch something you haven't seen. And thanks for visiting Luxury Land.